I don't drink soda.
Who wants to do a countdown? Satchmo, you want to give us a countdown?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, thank you for tuning into the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is Awesome Ty.
Computers here, the one and only artificially intelligent podcast co-host, also joined by Smart Plug, hooked up to Starlink, also has AI capabilities. We took out a speaker because you could go back in the archives if you want to find out why. Satchmo is here.
Special friend of the show, Satchmo. We've also got our Canadian correspondent reporting live via some sort of satellite communication. We got Free Candy up in, is it Canada?
Canada in the Great White North. Free Candy, can you hear us?
That's great. That's great, Free Candy.
That's great, bud. We want to thank all of you guys for joining us, and we also want to allow you to thank us for being here. You're welcome. How you been?
I've been, decent.
Yeah?
Decent.
That's good. I like your shirt. Wild and Crazy Kids.
Thanks.
That's a retro. It's a throwback.
Yeah. It's leftover from when I appeared on that show as a child.
Oh, really?
Game show, yeah. It's a game show from the 90s.
No,
that
I'm well aware.
Wild and Crazy. Yeah, I was on it.
You were on it?
I was on it, yeah.
Really? Who'd you play?
I played on the yellow team, obviously. And I had Annette Benning as my teen, my teen leader. They each had, there's like 4 hosts, and each of them ended up on like a team. You had Annette Benning, and you had Donnie Jeffcoat, and you had Omar Gooding, and there was another guy.
Computer, who were the hosts of Wild and Crazy Kids?
Jessica Gaines, Omar Gooding, and Donnie Jeffcoat were the hosts of Wild and Crazy Kids.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah. That actually was really, so yeah. I didn't know that about you. I didn't know that you were on Wild and Crazy Kids.
Yeah, I still keep in contact with Omar Gooding. That's actually Cuba Gooding's brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me and him still, you
guys are tight?
We still check in from time to time, send Christmas cards and what have you, yeah.
What do you talk about?
Just mostly small talk, catching up on family stuff and
okay.
The
weather.
We shoot the shit.
Like
we shoot the shit. Yeah.
I like that. So we probably should disclose to the Habit Rats that Ty and I are on substance today. We've been freebasing nootropics.
Have we been freebasing them?
I was.
Oh, you were.
I did. You crushed yours up and ate it, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. So we're on nootropics, which is some sort of brain enhancing drug.
Yeah, I mean, slightly. It's more something that like you take every day and like slowly start to feel
over like
it.
6 weeks.
Whereas like I don't know that just taking it the one time is gonna like make us, but we can act
this
like
stuff it. It says.
Oh, okay.
One time, 15
one
minutes,
and done.
You're ready to go.
Well, I'm feeling ready. I'm on the level.
So yeah, we're going to be on the level today. We're going to be, maybe a little bit more cohesive. We're going to be making a lot more sense. All right.
You're setting the bar awfully high for us.
Well, it's like a limitless pill.
Is it though?
It is. I remember the first time that I took it, I was like, I could do complex math.
So you actually became more intelligent and somehow knew how to do things and knew facts that you hadn't previously known to taking.
I knew geometry. Like I was driving.
See, how does that work? Like I can get it giving you the capability to understand things once learned, but like how
I just remember because we've all learned a little bit of math and geometry.
So by taking this nootropic, all of a sudden you remember all these things that you've learned.
These dormant memories.
Oh, so it turns out I did learn everything I was taught in school. I've forgotten it, or it's locked from me.
You've tucked it back.
It's blocked away.
It's locked up.
Okay.
Because your brain is like a giant library.
I mean, that's exciting. Like, there's a lot of songs that I've heard, that I've probably forgot that I'm looking forward to.
Think of one.
Tapping back into.
Think of a song that you forgot. You could probably find one right now off the top of your head.
Los pollitos, chicken, crying for its mama. Los pollitos, chicken, crying for its mama. That's a song.
That's a song that you forgot, right?
I think so. Computer.
Dude, come on.
Computer, play Los Pollitos.
Sure. Los Pollitos by Conchicos from Spotify.
This might be it.
Dude, this might be it.
Los pollitos dicen pío, 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 cuando tienen hambre, cuando
Okay.
So this shit's working. This shit's
Computer,
working.
stop. Computer, stop.
I haven't heard this shit since I was in like kindergarten. So like this is actually having
Yeah,
some
this
sort
is
of. I was
working.
able to tap into to wherever this came from.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to be able to do that this whole time. We're going to be able to create sentences, exquisite sentences that are just going to be beautifully spoken.
A lot of people are going to be saying that they're the best best sentences that have been spoken, at least on this program.
Yeah. And you come, I mean, a lot of people always say you come for the smoking, you stay for the spoken. So now that we have this in context of what we're talking about, I like that now.
Didn't I just say that?
You did say at the beginning, and it's probably going to get cut out. But you said it before we started, and I didn't like it.
You didn't like it then.
You
You didn't like it when I said it.
No.
You liked it more as like a line for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
I didn't like it when I said it, yeah. But only because we had said spoken a bunch right before. So it's because we're going to be very well spoken. They're going to be some of the greatest sentences ever spoken. Then it was natural for us to throw in smoking spoken. But going in cold, I don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll cut that part. We'll run it back.
You got to warm it up a little bit before you can just,
Yeah.
It's like taking a nice bath.
Do you want to take it for a spin
just want to
right
hop in
now?
cold.
Now that we've said spoken.
Do I want to
about-
say the thing?
Yeah.
You come for the smoke and you stay for the spoken.
See, it's nice. So I'll cut mine out. We'll keep yours in.
Okay.
Just
Or
like
should you double them up?
I deleted that guy's comment
We'll do some gang vocals. You just
Oh,
double
yeah?
them up, yeah.
and make a.
Should we just do it on 3 and then we'll cut the others out?
Yeah, I like
so,
that.
1, 2, 3.
You come for the smoking. You stay for the. No,
I fucked it up.
you said spoken.
I said spoken when that was
Yeah.
supposed to be said. 1, 2, 3.
You come for the smoking. You stay for the spoken. Boom. So we'll cut all that out.
All of it. Every bit of it.
Just like I deleted that guy's comment on the 9/11 video.
Did you delete that?
No, I didn't. But I'm thinking about it because then you'll be top comment if I do.
I feel like I'm gaining speed by being pinned. You know what I mean? Like I feel like anytime now I'm going to overtake that client, and his comment's not even that great. Neither is mine, to be perfectly fair, but still, like I still want that top spot, whether I deserve it or not.
Yeah. So for people that have been following along, we did go viral recently for our Zucaritas Mandela Effect video.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying, you know what, like that's great for these guys. I'm happy to see that happen, but they're going to be one and done. This is like a one-time thing.
Wonders. They
One-hit
called
wonders.
us.
Yeah, like this is, it's going to go right back to them just getting, like maybe a couple hundred views, a couple hundred, couple hundred
views, maybe 2 comments.
Yeah, maybe a speckling
react
of
or so.
comments, maybe like 1 or 2 shares. Just very, very limited numbers engagement wise.
Yep. And we defied all the haters. We proved them all wrong. And we are currently going viral again. I'm sure that you've seen the 9/11 Mandela Effect video.
Yep. I mean, it's well on its way to a million plus. This seems to be like, you can only presume that this is like our, like we've reached our new floor. So this is like the lowest it's going to get. And that's everything from here on out. We're going to be getting a milli, 2 milli, 10 milli. It's going to start picking up again. And we're leveling up. We've leveled up. And from, the sky's the limit now just to monetize this thing. And we'll be Gucci. Like we'll literally be Gucci. We're going to go a big Gucci shopping spree.
So if you or someone that has a brand that you want to team up with us, we obviously have been reaching a lot of people with our content.
Yeah, you want to get your little brand seen by 1 million plus? Like, get at us. Is it going to come cheap?
Yeah.
No. But like, why would that kind of exposure come cheap?
Yeah, and
it's
then
going to have quite the price tag. But how else are you going to do it? How are you going to get your product in front of that many eyeballs? You have no other option promotions.
And we're in the market for a new sponsor because Reliefy turned out to be like a scam or whatever.
Yeah, Reliefy's done. They've packed up their bags and exited the chat. So,
yeah, we're going to be bringing on new sponsors. And if we could do this right, this show will be mostly ads. We'll do pretty much all ads.
Yeah. I mean, like we could base our content around the theme of the sponsor. You know what I mean? So say you want to advertise your new line of women's, say you've got like a Summer's Eve type spray that cleans out like a vag stench. Mm-hmm. We will do a whole episode about like why. We'll get to the root of the problem.
Yeah.
And once we get to the root of the problem, like why women's vages tend to like
we'll
need
talk pH
a summer's
levels.
breeze, pH levels, bringing them down. But then at the end, we're gonna be like, well, you know what? If you've got a stinky pussy, like you're not screwed because we got the product just for you. And you know, right now with the promo code NHP, you can get 15% off of this spray or powder.
Spray.
I mean, I'm picturing like mostly like a spray or maybe like a douche.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like a full on douche. It really doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It could be anything. So we're excited about that. And then it'll also be easier for us because it'll be less content that we have to make.
Yeah.
Most of it's just ads. We do 20 minutes.
We're going to do mostly ads and then like Mandela effect stuff.
Yeah. We're just going to become the Mandela effect guys. So something, I don't know if we've talked about this on the show. Kind of started up, depending on who you ask, months ago or years ago. This Kendrick Lamar / Drake beef.
Yeah, didn't we touch on it a couple of weeks ago when we were all still waiting for Kendrick's response to Drake, maybe? Or maybe we even touched on it before when we were waiting for Drake's response to the original Like That verse, but I think we may have touched on it briefly.
Yeah.
But we had no idea
made
what
fun
it
of
was.
J. Cole for leaving.
Yeah, maybe we did, maybe we didn't, but I know we hadn't gone in detail.
No.
But it's definitely taken, on a whole life of its own recently.
Yeah, it is.
It's become, I think at this point, the biggest hip hop feud of all time now. I think it's surpassed Biggie and Tupac, at least as far as like the amount of content that it's, created. Obviously, like that arguably ended in deaths, which would make it like bigger, and maybe historically it'll be bigger. But I think right now, as far as like actual diss records that it has spawned, I think it's become the biggest beef of all time.
Yeah, and it's still currently happening, so there could be some deaths. We don't know.
I hope so. I hope both of them die.
And also, all of these songs are being released like on Spotify and on YouTube and getting, tens of millions.
These are the number one songs like in the world right now.
Yeah.
Are these diss records that Kendrick and Drake are trading?
Which one?
Other.
Euphoria is the one that's
Euphoria is the number
everywhere?
one one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which that's probably my favorite of the bunch. That's like the one that like I've felt compelled to re-listen to like multiple times just as like a standalone song.
Yeah.
Whereas like some of the other ones, it's like, okay, I heard what they said, but like this doesn't have any value to me as like a song now. Mm-hmm. But like Euphoria, I fuck with that one. Crody.
So this started this recent round because there's been a long-standing beef with Kendrick and Drake.
Yeah. I don't think they've liked each other for a while. Like they did some early collaborations, like when both of them were still relatively new artists. I think Drake's on Good Kid, Mad City, right?
Maybe.
I think he is. I believe he is. And they were both on the A$AP Rocky song, which was pretty early. But then at a certain point, as Taylor Swift would eventually put it, they got problems, and now they've got bad blood. We've got problems. Now I think we'll solve them. And now we've got bad blood between Kendrick and Drake.
Yeah, okay.
Which actually, I believe Kendrick was on the remix to that Bad Blood song.
Really? And do you think he addressed this Drake beef on it?
Possibly, maybe in like a sneak diss type way, because that's kind of how this all started. I think they've been trading shots, subtly for a while now, dating back to when Kendrick did that Control verse on the Big Sean song and just like shit all over everybody by name. I think since then, Drake has made a lot of sneak disses that people can at least presume were related to like Kendrick or other top rappers.
Yeah.
And eventually, Kendrick came on this recent, what was that, March 22nd?
March 22nd on the Future song Like That, produced by Metro Boomin, featuring Kendrick Lamar. And he started by dissing Drake and J. Cole.
And I felt like that verse, I mean, like I had it explained to me, like all the little shots, but had I not had it explained to me and I just heard it, I wouldn't probably, just as a casual fan of these guys, wouldn't have known that, like, oh, he's talking about Drake and
I think it was
J. Cole
almost still like on the sneak diss tip.
Right. I think the whole big three thing was the thing that gave it away, but like I wouldn't have, I mean, if you asked me who the big three rappers were, I guess I might get those three, but I mean, like I had never heard it put like that, so I was unaware that that was a thing.
So that prompted J. Cole to make a response on his album.
At first we were like waiting, this like I'm not sure it doesn't say what day the J. Cole song came out, but like there was at least like a week or so, because we were all waiting for someone to do something. We knew it was coming.
When did J. Cole release Might Delete Later?
Computer, do you have beef with me?
The song My Delete Later by J. Cole was released on April 5th, 2024 as a surprise track.
April 5th. So
April
that's
5th.
about, like a little over a week. But J. Cole very quickly decided that he didn't want the smoke whatsoever, and he deleted that song.
He apologized. He deleted it. He actually did delete Later.
Yeah, I think that's probably why he called that release Might Delete Later, so that he had it out and could delete his little diss song. It was a pretty complimentary diss song, right? It was more like being like, hey, since you're being mean to me, I'm gonna poke you back a little bit. But it wasn't super vicious.
Was it really
or anything
mean?
Like that.
Yeah, and he still like somehow was showing respect at the same time.
And then like days later was like, you know what? Like, no.
He apologized at a concert and he was like, I've done so many things in my career, and that album I love and I stand behind it, except for one song. It was like a nasty thing to do, and it was so mean and gross.
And at that
I feel
moment,
bad.
J. Cole was immediately out of the big three.
He was gone. Nobody has talked about him.
Nobody
since.
respects J. Cole anymore.
Immediately out of the big three.
I mean, he's like a joke now. He's like, like the conscious do-gooder that like would stand up for himself, and he's kind of been clowned since then.
Mm-hmm. Then on April 13th, Drake put out his first response called Push-Ups.
Yeah, it leaked somehow, which, I mean, I'm guessing Drake probably just leaked it himself.
Yeah.
But
or this is what will come up later, the mole in Drake's camp.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That there's someone in OVO that's leaking information to Kendrick that he can use in these upcoming songs.
You said we've got Free Candy up there in Canada?
Free Candy is in Canada.
And that's where OVO is.
That's where OVO is.
Do you suppose that Free Candy, I mean, because I assume, I've never been to Canada, full disclosure, but like the way I picture it in my mind is they all kind of know each other. It's just a real small, close-knit community.
And everybody has access to everything.
A great big country, but it's very closely knit.
In Canada, they don't lock their doors.
Right. So
and that includes corporations. And here's the thing. I wanted to save this, but we will go ahead and drop this on this episode. You don't know this. This is something that Jerry and I have been working with Free Candy. He... he's a sound guy. He used to be a truck driver or something, and now he's a sound guy. Works as a sound tech at venues and concerts and stuff.
Yeah, some shit like that.
He recently did like Shaggy Two Dope.
I saw that came R.A. the Rugged Man too. I think.
Yeah. And he, with these links in the Canadian music scene, we got him a job at OVO or OVO.
No, it's OVO.
OVO.
It's October's very own.
All right. So we got him a job at OVO, and he is leaking us information.
So he's OVO Free Candy?
He's OVO Free Candy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
And
See, I was kind of wondering. This
is very exciting.
That all sounds like it really
we want to
checks out.
stay cool. Everybody out here, don't start talking and posting about that.
Yeah. Do not sound off below.
Don't
talking
sound off
about
below
OVO
about
Free Candy.
Free Candy.
No.
Please. So Free Candy's been there, and he's been looking at stuff. He's been figuring things out, and he's gonna give us the scoop.
So he's up there in the Drake compound then.
In the what's it called?
The embassy.
The embassy.
Drake's mansion.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, if we're to believe what Kendrick Lamar has informed us, there's a bunch of child predators and sex offenders lurking around. So that's dangerous.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, sounds like he's in danger possibly.
First, we're going back to.
So the first
April
one was
13th.
push-ups.
Push-ups.
And this is the first response to the first standing response. The J. Cole thing's already been deleted at this point, and Drake drops push-ups, which I thought was good. I was like, oh, damn, he kind of fucked Kendrick Lamar up on this. Granted, Kendrick at this point had only done like the feature verse, which was like, borderline as far as who it was about and how aggressive it was.
Yeah.
So
it was still very, very on the low.
And in push-ups, he kind of just mostly goes after Kendrick Lamar's record label split and saying that he's getting extorted by, the guy that runs Top Dog and all that. Wasn't anything too personal, but it was good. It had the classic Drake beat switch midway.
Yeah.
Where he'd like start singing and then go
and then
back.
he kind of just made fun of him for doing like stuff with Taylor Swift, Maroon 5 and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought it was solid. And then the TaylorMade freestyle came like the next day? So he kind of did the whole back-to-back thing. Like, oh no,
April 19th. So it was like 5 days.
And that I think was obviously the most creative of all of them. That's where he did the AI Tupac and Snoop verses, and then had his own verse.
Yeah,
I liked that one a lot.
So he had it started with Tupac, did a whole verse dissing Kendrick, and then Snoop Dogg talking about how he was taking back how he passed the torch to Kendrick at the House of Blues and shit.
He rapped from the perspectives of Tupac and Snoop and just kind of,
then the last verse was Drake. And that one actually got a cease and desist from Tupac's family.
Tupac's
their
estate, yes.
Yeah.
But I liked that one. I thought it had a really funny outro too. Like at that point, I was like, oh man, Kendrick's he's down bad. Like he's doing what he did to Meek Mill on Kendrick now. And I was kind of like, all right, well, fuck, dude. Yeah. Like Kendrick, maybe he bit off more than he can chew. And that Taylor made one too. Drake was kind of taking advantage of the fact that Taylor Swift had dropped her album and Kendrick hadn't dropped a response yet, basically making it sound like she had to
wait.
Yes. Yeah. He was shelved by her
week. It was her week to put out music.
And then things just kind of took a...
Then Snoop Dogg responded after that.
Snoop Dogg actually thought that was good.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg was relatively positive about the AI use of himself.
He's all, wow, that sounds just like me. He was just all high and excited.
And then on April 30th, Kendrick dropped Euphoria, and that's when things picked up.
So... Euphoria talks about, takes a lot of stabs at Drake being a bad dad. That's where, the kids start getting brought into it.
Yeah.
And he also called him out for using AI, and he had a line where he said, am I battling a ghost or AI? Feeling like Joel Osteen. Funny, he was in a film called AI.
And my sixth sense is telling me to off him.
He meant Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah.
But
which would have worked
him with Joel Osteen.
You could have said, well, feeling like Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah.
Funny, he was in a film called AI. My sixth sense is telling me to off him. So it almost would have worked better. But still, you got that confused. But aside from that, it was a pretty hot diss track. And I feel like that at that point, people were like, uh-oh, Drake's in trouble. And then Kendrick proceeded to just keep piling on.
Yep. Then
next day, was it?
This was 4 days later. He dropped 616 in LA, which is a play on a lot of Drake songs or a time and a location.
Yeah.
And in this one, he has all these things from Drake's personal possessions. Like his Ozempic.
Yeah, it's
prescription.
It's from a stolen suitcase.
Yeah,
like all these items that have been in these cover arts that they're like. So basically, like Kendrick has seemingly recovered not only this leak from Drake, but these stolen suitcase items.
Yeah. And this was this one allegedly stolen from the leak from the mole that he has.
616 in LA is the one that I can't really like remember any specific lines from. Oh no, that's the one where he's implying that like he has somebody in OVO working for him, and that Drake can't trust anybody in his camp, including this new guy Free Candy that's been up there around Drake's mansion.
Yeah, you can't trust him, but hopefully Free Candy. I mean, he's smart and he knows. He actually is a sound guy, so he knows what he's talking about if questioned.
Yeah,
he could be like,
he'll be good. He'll be good.
Bass, treble. Got the levels.
Yeah.
Sound check. He knows all the things. Then on May 3rd, so this was the same day.
This is where there was the 3. So later that day, Drake responds with Family Matters, which, I mean, he's got a music video in it where he repossesses the Good Kid, Mad City minivan and crushes it, and it's like super, in depth. You could tell he spent some time in production making that video. That's probably where he was all week. He drops it, and this is Family Matters has some good lines in it. He accuses Kendrick quite a bit of domestic violence and beating on his woman.
Says that Kendrick's son was actually fathered by Kendrick's manager.
Yep, all of that,
and says that he's talking about how he's the Black Messiah, but his wife is mixed race.
Now, had the day ended with that, which many at the time presumed it certainly would, maybe Drake would have been ahead, or at least it would have been even.
Wait, he had this line, when you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense because she's bigger than you?
Yes, he had some sick burns in there. Yeah,
and his shoe size, those are funny.
Said anytime I rap to Kendrick, it goes over his head.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it's always funny to poke fun at someone's physical appearance. But
then later that night.
Not just later that night, 20 minutes later, 20 minutes after Family Matters drops.
Yeah.
Kendrick drops what... when I heard this, I was like, all right, this is over now. Like, Kendrick's won. This is a nail in the coffin. Kendrick's not going to come any harder than that. Drake's not going to come back from that. So, like, this should be it now. It's Meet the Grams, which I would still say is the most personal and the most vicious of all of these songs.
It is. So, the first verse, he addresses Drake's son and, apologizes for him not having a dad, claims that he'll become his mentor. And, says pretty much calls his dad a bitch, but in a nice way. And then the second verse is addressed towards Drake's parents, and he's a lot more blunt.
Yeah, he's like, you raised a terrible fucking person, Dennis. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself.
And you should. And talking about how, because there was that whole recent thing with Drake's dad, how Drake's dad, like, came back into his life and then was spending all of his money. He's like, you should get more money. And then he had a verse to his daughter, which he's been hiding.
Allegedly. Like, I don't think anybody to this point, I'd never heard about Drake having a daughter. Now, definitely when he was in the Pusha T booth, like, Pusha T revealed that he had the son Adonis, and that was like a huge thing. That's how Pusha T really was able to claim victory in that battle. Yeah. Because he revealed
his hidden son.
A child who he wasn't properly taking care of.
So now Kendrick's claiming that he has a bunch more hidden children, and one of these is this daughter who's like 11 and lives in France. And I think so then that same day Kendrick dropped Not Like Us.
Yeah. See me like you
this
thought
is the pedophile one.
Yeah, you thought that like just Meet the Grams, like he was like, okay, like this is a kill shot. Kendrick's not gonna like but no, like
he hit him with the double tap. This is May 24th. So I think because we got it 9 p.m. this happened.
Oh, right.
So it was right on the cusp of midnight and East Coast time.
Yeah. Kendrick even says, says something about the 3-hour time difference.
Yeah, the back to back and fucking.
So yeah,
So this was the double tap.
He drops Not Like Us, which is basically like completely dedicated to presenting Drake and OVO as a bunch of like child molesters and pedophiles.
The cover art is the embassy, Drake's mansion in Canada, with a bunch of sex offender blips on it.
Yeah, like the Megan's Law map.
And this is. Now, I know that we said that Free Candy is there, but he's there undercover. He's not part of his pedophile
yeah, he's
thing.
not
If
a
anything,
pedophile.
he's uncovering it.
Yeah. I'm giving Free Candy the benefit of the doubt. We don't know of anything like that.
Plus, he's Canadian, so he's too nice to do some shit like that. All these other people that are sex offenders and part of the OVO camp, they're from other places and moved there.
Yeah,
Or they're staying there for vacation or whatever.
I think you're probably right.
They move in and out, They're citizens of, they got what's it called when you're a citizen of more than one country? They got that.
A multinational?
They're a multinationalist.
Like that?
White nationalist. So, this song really was the double tap.
Yeah. We thought it was over. Basically, everybody was reacting online as if this is completely over.
Then we, we're talking and we're sending each other stuff back and forth the whole time talking about this. We go, hey, we should podcast about this.
Yeah. We think
okay, cool.
Like up until everything we've given you so far, we thought that would be enough. We thought that was more than enough. It probably was, honestly.
And
we probably could have padded it out.
And you were on your way.
I was driving here. And then I hop on Twitter because this is how I'm keeping up with everything is Twitter now. I'm having to like actively use Twitter to stay in touch with the pulse of the streets. And I come to find out, hey, Drake just dropped again. Drake dropped again. He's back. He said he was going on vacation. He didn't go on vacation. No, Drake dropped The Heart Part 6. And we haven't listened to it yet. And that's where we're at now.
Yeah. And one thing that you brought up was that Drake said after this whole thing about his daughter came out, he said that he hired this actress to pretend to be his daughter so that this person who's leaking info to Kendrick would give him false info and it would discredit everything that he says. But he hasn't really said anything about the alleged pedophile stuff.
Yeah. Drake's kind of been like, haha, I don't have a daughter. And everybody's like, nobody's really talking about the daughter so much as like this man just called you a pedophile.
Yeah,
like
and said that like
we've yet to have him
for you are on Megan's Law.
I don't know that he's denied any of that yet.
No,
so that's kind of interesting. But we will check out maybe Drake in this Heart Part 6. Maybe he addresses the pedo allegations. But
maybe. Well, do you want to listen to it?
Let's listen to it.
Let's listen to it right now.
We got lyrics here too.
Yep. So we're gonna play this, so we'll be able to hear it, but you won't be able to hear it as much.
So the Heart Part 6.
Okay. He said, where's your proof? Okay, so he said that he made up the daughter thing. Oh shit. Okay, all right. So then he calls out his wife not being around, not responding to the allegations.
She did unfollow Kendrick and supposedly still follows this Dave Freeze, his manager. And the cover art for this song is a picture of like a comment that he leaves on her photo. And it's like a heart.
Yeah, I want to say I have it over here.
Yeah.
Heart with the heart hands.
Liked by her.
Liked by her. Damn.
Okay, so he and now it looks like he's gonna deny being a pedophile. So let's see. I would hope so.
TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit. My mom came over today and I was like, mother I, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma for your own confessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. That's why this pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with. It's so excessive. You're acting like it's so aggressive. But you just never know infection. I don't want to dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch my body by Mariah Carey play. You probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why it's the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm way too famous for the shit you just suggested, but that's not the lesson. Clearly there's a deeper message. Deep cuts that never healed and now they got infected. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant. Not sure how to ease the sentiment, this shit's too intimate. I'm praying you recover from both incidents, but you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mention it ain't minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. You thought you left me flat, be major. I'll slit your throat with the razor and do Rick Ross hair like that one flight from Malaysia. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never looked twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hitmaker, dog, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you gotta need for later.
Accused him of buying views.
Still pumping R. Kelly, you can thank the Savior. Said if they deleted his music and your music is going to a hypocrite. I don't understand why these people praise you. Sounding like you sent a commissary when he needs some paper. Album dropping soon, no wonder you turn to clout chase instead of doing hard labor. Nigga, I'll see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer. I promise.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like, get out to the pen work. You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator and you weren't fucking lying to every blogger and editor, but it is what it is. Definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. Like, you got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last one, we finessed you into telling a story that doesn't even exist. And we go and drop the West Coast one to try and cover that up. I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to if you wasn't tripling down on some whole other bullshit. But, you know, at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate you, bring you back to the game. Like, you know, but just let me know when we're getting to the facts. Everything in my shit is facts. Waiting on you to return the favor.
I feel like he's trying to end it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's definitely being like, all right, yeah, like this wasn't cool. I'm done. This isn't a good look anymore. That was a
good exercise.
Yeah.
I don't even want to battle you anymore.
He's trying to like he's trying to make peace without looking like he's giving up.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was a solid response, I guess. I don't know. I feel like any more of these, like people are going to start getting tired of it. Like people are going to be like, all right,
yeah,
you guys, like,
or it has to keep escalating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe it could just keep escalating to violence and,
yeah,
like Cruz, like warring.
Start attacking people, breaking into people's houses.
You know, like acquaintances are going to start getting shot.
That's what we need. You go onto Google, and one of the top trending stories is like, member of OVO's house gets broken into.
Yeah, like maybe like OVO Chubb.
By Pyru.
OVO Chubb gets murdered by like Schoolboy Q.
Yeah.
Or Absol or somebody from TDE.
Yeah. So, this really could go either way.
Yeah. So, we're going to be awaiting word from OVO Free Candy about, you know, whether this thing's really like going to be de-escalated or whether we can expect blood. Well,
I mean, we could probably just get a statement now, right?
Yeah. Let's get a hold of OVO Free Candy.
Free Candy, what are some things that you've seen while you were in the OVO compound?
Oh.
Really?
What?
Damn.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah, that is good. That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
So, do you think that Drake is innocent of these pedophile accusations?
I feel like Drake probably isn't the pedophile, but I feel like possibly like maybe some people in his camp have made some questionable moves.
I think that's one guy
what it's alluded to
that has like some sort of weird thing with a child on his record.
Yeah, and then you've got the whole thing with Drake texting Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things, which was
that
was
a
lot of people were just kind of creeped out by that.
Mm-hmm. He was like, "You're such a beautiful woman."
Yeah,
and I
like
love
Drake.
you.
Like when he, like in the monologue at the end of that, like he speaks kind of effeminately, you know what I mean? And just like, I could see where people, you know, he's almost got like a Michael Jackson type speech thing going on where I could see why people would think that of Drake. But I have a feeling that, he's probably not banging children. He probably is paying for sex like Kendrick accused him of. Mm-hmm. He's definitely got a gambling problem. And probably some of the other accusations were true, but maybe not the pedophile stuff.
But it's like, if you're Drake, do you want to have sex with like fans or people that are like, "Oh my God, you're Drake"? Or do you want to have sex with a professional that's been tested recently? You know, I would buy sex too if I was Drake.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. So by the time this drops, we don't know what's going to happen. Did Kendrick release a response? We should probably check that before we leave.
Right now. That'd be so funny if he had.
Because that's like you said, 20 minutes the last time. No, nothing on here.
Supposedly there's maybe... The new Drake is pretty...
Metro Boomin put out a new song.
Yeah, he put out the BBL Drizzy beat.
The Drake diss type beat.
Yeah.
That's lit. All right, well, sound off and let us know who you think
no
won.
Kendrick drop so far. A lot of people are saying it's coming. It is coming. But as of right now, maybe by the time you guys are hearing this, there's going to be like 3 or 4 more.
Yeah, there's going to be way more songs by the time this happens. But let us know who you think is winning so far. I think I'm Team Kendrick. Even after that Drake response, I don't think it was that good. Like you said, the Drake response was almost like a gentleman's bow out.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Kendrick, and also like I said, like I'll probably keep playing Euphoria from time to time as a song, but like I'm not gonna ever play that again.
No.
Like the last one or any. Maybe I mean they already had to delete the AI fucking Tupac one. That was probably the only other one that I would play again. So yeah, I'm going with Kendrick.
Yeah, and he kind of came in towards the end and saved it.
Yeah,
because towards the beginning I was like, I don't like Drake, but Drake is kind of winning this.
Yeah. I was like, Kendrick's probably like, what did I do? Like, why did I go and start this, bark up this tree?
But then Meet the Grams like changed everything.
Yeah, Meet the Grams was definitely the most vicious one. Mm-hmm. Produced by Alchemist too, which is funny.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like that. All right, well, let us know who you think is winning, and we love you. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Natural Habitat Recordings.